What's up, everybody, and welcome in to another edition of the Sit Down. As always, if you enjoy this video, please make sure you hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments in the discussion below. If you're new around here, you just haven't done it yet, you're living in Iraq and seeing this video for the first time, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button below now so you never miss another Sit Down video. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here live for a short little video. We got some interesting news that broke today in the world of, what do we say, politics. It's been a big story. Obviously, I think it's a big story because of who it's involving. We'll get to that in just a second. I want to say hello to all of you. I hope you're having a great Monday. I'm usually not on a Monday, but hey, news calls for certain times to be on. So I thought, hey, whatever, I'll jump on and see how everybody's doing tonight. And again, not going to be on here real long, but I thought, hey, why not? I'll jump on and kind of talk about this situation. So what we'll do is we'll allow the chat to populate just for a second here, and then we will get into it. How's everybody's Monday been? I've had a pretty good Monday myself. Just got home, had a little dinner, and went out, had dinner, and now I'm here. Now I'm talking to you. So let me say hello to some folks. Tom Pauly, what's up? How are you? Victor, what's up? Aussie in Osaka, Melbourne, Australia, checking in. How about that? Love to see that. We always have a very eclectic audience in here. Joey, what's up? Sean, what's up? Here we go. Vancouver. We got Canada in the house. Love to see it. Ridge, how are you? Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on, Victor. Richard Gerard, good evening. How are you? How are you? Salmuccio, what's up? William, Daniel, Bobby, Jack, Yo Mama, what's up? Denver's in the house. Love it. So I want to get to this right away. This photo recently dropped. As we can see in the photo, that is the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, with Joey Merlino. Now, this photo has made its way onto CNN, the New York Times. Everyone and anyone has picked this photo up. And here's what we're going to see happen, right? It's Donald Trump. As we know, Donald Trump is a very dominating figure, right? When he has something negative, or at least what they perceive as negative, go on, Democrats and the politic people are going to jump on it and say, see, we knew it. We knew he knew these types. Now, we have to remember, Joey Merlino lives in Florida. For all I know, and from what all we know, he just lives in Florida as a regular individual at this point. He's done his time for the crimes that he has committed, and he's entitled to live the rest of his life out in outside of the spotlight. But you know, it's interesting. It's Donald Trump. My thought is this is likely something where Joey, we've heard he likes to golf. He's probably out golfing in Florida somewhere. He gets to a country club, or maybe it's one of Trump's country clubs, and Trump just happens to be there that day. Like anyone, if I saw Trump, I would ask him for a picture. If anyone saw Donald Trump, they'd ask him for a picture. I think this happened to just be, hey, Mr. President, can I take a picture with you? Yeah. It's not like Donald Trump is asking, hey, what do you do for a living, right? I doubt that's what's going on. It's an interesting picture. It's something that we actually have seen Donald Trump take pictures with John Alite. We've seen him take pictures with other people that have connected at one point to this world. It's interesting, though, because I've done a video on Joey's connection back in the day with the NHL star Eric Lindros. We've seen him take pictures with Meek Mill. We've seen all sorts of photos going around. And I remember back then in the mid to late 90s, the Philadelphia papers and some of the radio stations and the TV stations were picking up, oh, Joey's hanging out with Eric, and they're going out and they're moving around, and he's going to the games, and maybe he's giving them betting advice, like all this stupid stuff. And it's like, well, no, I mean, probably just met him at from what he said, they met at a department store, and that was that, right? So it's kind of interesting. But again, it's Trump. This is always going to be something that people that don't like Trump are going to use against Trump. So, like, let's say Joe Biden did this. Fox News and OAN and all these places would post this photo and say, Joe Biden, he's doing this with this. Yeah, it's like, well, it's not like I'm sure Donald said, hey, who are you? What do you do for a living? Like, that's not what went on here, right? So it's just funny how the media reacts. You see, today, you look at some of these headlines out of the New York Post. Trump and ex-Philly mob boss Skinny Joey pose for pics at a Florida resort. Trump's golf course photo with Philadelphia mob boss raises questions. Philadelphia Inquirer. Philadelphia. Donald Trump posed for picture with former mob boss Joey Merlino. The Independent. Trump campaign denies he knew convicted mob boss he posed with in photo. Questions raised about Trump hanging out with Philadelphia mob boss. It's like, what are we doing here, right? I mean, it's, look, there are times where I'm not the biggest Trump fan. I think he's pretty funny occasionally. I think he was at times a good president. I think there was at times he wasn't a good president. But he's a very polarizing individual. And, it's just all bluster, man. It's bluster. It's people just trying to, have a news story on a slow day. Jim, how are you? What's up? Gino, good luck. Better times. How you doing, man? Hey, Miss Can't Be Wrong. How you doing? Nice to see you. Hope all is well with you. Jed Garin. Hey, y'all. Hasn't Donald Trump shown us a million different ways that he is a gangster? No, I don't. I think you're a bit out of line there, Jed. Let's just try to keep our political opinions out of it, but just kind of, what we think. I don't think any of us believe he's a gangster. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, bro? The real question is, what kind of watch is Joey wearing in that pic? Let's take a look here. We're not going to be able to tell from this photo. Let me take the comment off. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I don't know what that is. I can't tell. When was that photo taken? I believe it was a couple of weeks ago. I can double check. I believe it was several weeks ago. Earlier this month. Yeah, there is. Several weeks ago. We need a Jerry Langella documentary. You're the guy to do it. You rock. Keep up the great. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll do a Jerry Lang. That's a good person to do. Randall Justice. Yes, I am. I hope you are as well, bro. Michael Hensley. How are you? It was after Biden's document scandal. LOL. Yes. Fake news. Nothing new. They have nothing better to report. Well, look, remember as well. I mean, if this were Joe Biden, they would do like the other side would do this, right? It's gamesmanship. This is what these people do. I mean, they're going to report on this stuff. What's up, Christopher Kennelly? How you doing, buddy? Definitely looks like a picture at the golf course. Yeah, listen. I'm sure every president has taken pictures. Maybe if they don't want to deal with this stuff, they should be a little bit more cognizant of, who they want to take pictures with. But again, Joey Merlino is at this point just a regular, citizen at this point. I mean, he lives in Florida and he, maybe has friends and who knows. But, again, Donald Trump's not going to say, hey, what do you do for a living? It's like, and what would Joey say? What do you mean? I'm retired or whatever I'm doing, Cynthia Lindsay, how are you? They claim he was involved in helping to get Biden a win in Pennsylvania. Well, that's complete nonsense. That was a fake article, bro. That came out. That was a fake thing. Thank you, John S. Well, I'm trying to. Who is more powerful, Philadelphia or the Cavalcanti crime family? As far as when? Hey, Jeff, great podcast. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and checking out the show. Hey, wake up. How are you? Thanks, man. Are you Italian? No, I am Albanian. No, I'm not Italian. Thank you, Grady. I appreciate that. I don't know what that first thing there is, but I appreciate you being here. Jeff, have you ever tried to get on the History Channel? I can see you doing that show. You have a gift, not to mention you line up the hardest hitters. No, I can't say I have. But I would be glad to if they asked me to come on. But you're right. I do line up heavy hitters. I mean, let's remember who I've interviewed on this channel. Let's start at the top. John Gleason, Jack Garcia, Sammy Gravano. Who else? Victor Avila, Leonardo Silva, DA and FBI, ICE. We've interviewed all them. Who else? Scott Bernstein, Scott Deitch, RJ Roger. Who else? Bill Cotolo, Frank Fiorellino. All very interesting individuals. I have one of the probably the coolest interview I've ever done as far as my opinion. Yoan Grillo is coming on. He is a guy that's been on Joe Rogan. He's probably the foremost authority on the drug cartel game, narco journalist in Mexico. We have heavy hitters here, and we're proud of that. At least I'm proud of that. I'm proud of who I've become in this business and what I've been able to do. I've done it. Nobody else. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wake up. Thank you so much. And if I miss someone in the interviews that I've done, Chad Marks, we've interviewed him. I mean, so many just really interesting people from this world that I hope to continue doing that with. Hey, what's up, RG? Thanks for checking out the show, man. Rosalind Carter took a picture with John Wayne Gacy. No shit, I didn't know that actually. That's pretty interesting. Jada Scroggins, love the content. Keep up the good work. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you, William. Yeah, I'm not going to be on here for too long, so I just wanted to pop on for a couple of minutes and just kind of get this out. I'm going to probably be off here probably by 9:45. But if you have a question or comment you'd like to raise, you're welcome to raise it right now. Jersey Gent, what's up, Jeff? Loving the channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. See no evil. Jeff, you would think the Trump Secret Service would have been aware. I don't think. I mean, I think the thing about him is like, unless you watch this sort of content or you're interested in like mob history, you probably wouldn't know who that is. Now, look, I don't know if that were John Gotti, yeah, I'm sure someone would know. I mean, John Gotti was larger than life. If that was, I think outside of that, though, I don't think most people could identify. Maybe Sammy Gravano, but outside of that, I don't think most people would identify in most of these folks. We're kind of nerds, aren't we? I mean, I think in line we don't really, most people don't know this kind of thing. We kind of just do. Vinny Green's back. How about that? Vinny Green. How about that? I thought he was dead. Philip Hinton. I like your channel, but you can be quite snooty. Well, just defend myself, my friend. I don't consider myself snooty. I just try to, I deal with a lot of good people, and I deal with occasionally a couple of bad people. So for me, I feel like I'm a professional, and I feel like I have to defend myself occasionally, and that's just probably me being young, but I appreciate that you like the channel in the end. When are you going to get Mikey Scars on? Well, I don't think at this point, I mean, he's kind of doing a great show. I was actually on with him on his Patreon the other day. I urge you all to go check that out. I go on there when they have a live occasionally. We'll talk about some things or stories from the past. So yeah, that would be great. But I talked to him. I've talked to him, on the air, off the air. He's a good guy. Michael Lamenza, since you're a sports guy, do you ever plan on doing sports crimes such as Ray Cruz, Aaron Hernandez, O.J. Simpson, Sonny Liston, etc.? Yes, someone actually mentioned that. Aaron Hernandez, I actually am going to do pretty soon. So yeah, I've definitely got some ideas about that. Yeah, he's a nice guy for sure. Took the words right out of my mouth. Maybe Trump's asking Joey about voter fraud. Yeah, that never happened. Donate and like to El Jefe. Jeff, keep the good shows coming. I am a ladies man. Well, good to hear, Edwin. Always good. I love you always like a good ladies man. They're always very suave. Davis Dean, what's up? How are you? What about a show on Joey the Clown Lombardo? Yes, maybe at some point. Thank you, See No Evil. I appreciate that. I thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, those guys moved around, had some wild times back in the day, for sure. I don't think anybody will disagree with that. Yes, exactly, exactly. I think if you went up to 50 people, 49 probably wouldn't even know who he is, and I think he's probably fine with that. Um, what's up, Sal Crook? How you doing? Snooty LMAO. Yes, I always defend myself. I always don't take no shit like Spider. LOL, but duck if need be. Yes, that's what I do. Absolutely. What's up, Jeff? I saw this on my feed and had to jump on and say what's up. DMV in the house, man. Props for your podcast and YouTube show. Thank you, High Tech Hippie. Thank you for watching, bro. Keith C, how you doing? I'm doing well. Thanks for watching, man. So yeah, what I'll do, guys, I'll stay on for another 10 or so minutes here, and just kind of get some of the next couple of shows that I'm going to be doing out. Tomorrow, I have a show coming out on a very interesting case out of the state of New Jersey, involving another wannabe. We like to talk about the wannabes here. We talked about that lunatic Cosmo Donardo last week. We've talked about Peter Tuccio. We talked about all sorts of these folks that now Tuccio has ultimately become what we may think down the road as a button man. However, this is an individual tomorrow we're going to talk about that truly believed he was in the mafia, and he actually got someone to kill someone for doing it. And for being a part of that. So we're going to get into that story. It's a pretty interesting one. And I was actually recommended by one of our friends, Mustache Pete. So we're going to give him some shout for that. He sent me this, and it was a pretty interesting story. So I thought, well, I'm going to cover this. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. That'll be at about 3:00. I also have a new podcast coming out on Wednesday, involving, like I said, one of the foremost authorities on drug cartels, a guy called Yohan Grillo. We talked about everything. Ovidio Guzman Lopez. Where do the cartels go from here? Will we ever see that type of violence here? We also talked about just his life as a narco journalist. Is he scared? What goes into that every day? A really fascinating guy, and I think you're going to like that interview. And yeah, just continuing to pop out content, continuing to try to, you know, get new things out there, different things out there, and just trying to move from one day to the next. If you haven't and you want to, go check out my latest couple of shows. I had a show out on Saturday about the interesting life of Frank DeChico, who actually had Frank DeChico killed. Now, I know a lot of people are taking umbrage in the show. They're not happy with the fact that I included the name John Gotti in it. Remember, as I said, it was just a theory, and a very interesting one at that. I actually believe truly that Anthony Casso and Chin Gigante were behind that. But I think we have to ask ourselves, was someone else actually involved? You be the judge. I also did a show yesterday, a live, on the passing of the great Jerry Blavitt. And we also talked about Sammy Gravano a little bit, and really kind of, as Tom Levecki would say, unpacked the interview a little bit on Sammy, which was a couple of months ago. Are you like a journalist or ex-mobster? No, I'm not a mobster. I'm not in the mafia. Never have claimed to be in the mafia. Don't want to be in the mafia. And don't want to know anyone in the mafia. Are you a journalist? I wouldn't say that either. I would say I'm a content creator. I have an interest in this thing. That's about it. But I thank you, Woodstock. Thank you for saying that, bro. Howard Gilman, how's your evening? How was the sushi? It was great. I had a great time. I've been going out with her. We went out a few times, but we haven't ever actually sat down and had dinner. It's always us going out and drinking and things like that. So it was nice. She looked great as always. Yeah, it was great. Had a great meal. So was pretty happy with it. I like the place I go to. Maybe we'll do something on the West Coast, maybe a one big video on some of that stuff. Possibly. Could you frame up the recent mafia arrest in Italy? Who is he connected to? Is he powerful, etc.? Yeah, I might do something on that later in the week. Hey, Jeff, great show. Steve Blair, thank you. I appreciate that, Steve Blair. Thank you so much. Have you ever been to Dante and Luigi's? No, I have not. I've never been to Dante and Luigi's, though I do know from many that it is a very good restaurant. Frank DeChico would have been a good boss. Yeah, I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree with you there. Who do you think was the most scariest mobster in the mob? The scariest hitman in the mob? Um, who was the scariest hitman? I would probably say, I think from like, obviously they didn't know he was, but even though he was an informant, I'd probably Tommy Patera, Roy DeMeo, or Greg Scarpa. I would say Roy DeMeo probably. He was very feared. But Scarpa was pretty feared too. A lot of people shit their pants when he came around. Patera, surely. And then some of the lesser known, Charlie Moose Panarella. I'm trying to think who else. There were some hitters. We've done videos on them. Like you look at some of the lesser known people, some of the lunatics out in the street, Vito Guzzo, John Papa, guys like that. What's up, Paul W? How you doing? Auto Man Dan. Um, bear with me, guys. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Is that the real Anthony? I don't know. I'm skeptical. Um, but if it is, hope you're well, my man. What's missing is a show on the Tongs in Chinatown. Well, actually, I did one. I talked about Benny Young. I've done a show on him before. Tony Spilotro was a feared killer. Yes, he was. Charlie Carneglia, that's a good one. Hey, Curtis from Montana, how you doing? Hope all is well, man. No, that was Larry Mazza. Thank you, MJS. I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear it. Hope you're well. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Larry. Larry Blazarino. Brian Sullivan says, get Frank Calabrese on. I am. We're actually making it happen. I was just emailing with Frank last night. That's definitely going to happen. Yes, I agree. When was this picture taken? Just saw you were live. Who do you like in the NFL this week? I like the Philadelphia Eagles and I like the Cincinnati Bengals. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. I saw you commented on our show we did today. Thank you. I appreciate that so much, man. Yep, that's going to be coming at some point too. Good to hear it. I'm glad to hear that, man. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I just wanted to come on for about 20 minutes and talk a little bit about that. Obviously, I think it's being blown out of proportion, but that's what they do. The media, they are going to latch on to this. Like I said, if it were Joe Biden, it would be all over Fox News. Sean Hannity and Tucker would be doing a whole hour show on it. So, yeah, I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me at all. That said, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Chad McDonough, he says, Jeff, do you have anything to say about what MTR posted? Yeah, sure. I'll talk about that. It is, it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm not going to give an individual like that any credit or anything past this. I'll never discuss it again. All I'll say is, if you are going to make those allegations, which again, I think what certain people don't seem to understand is we're in a business where everything we talk about is all public information. And some of us sit here and do the work, and some of us, maybe it's him, maybe it's me, we all do the work. It's truly one of the dumbest things I've ever heard said. It is something where I'm going to try to be nice about it. And I don't want to give someone like that any sort of credit on this show ever. It's ridiculous. It's just very, what do you even say to it? I guess he says I'm stealing his content. Stealing what content? So you're the only one that knows anything about Jerry Blavat. So you know about the personal things I've had going on with him. You know about that I've went there with my family. I've went there since 2013. I have pictures to prove it. Why do I even need to address people like this? You know what's funny about this guy? You know the one commonality? You know the difference between him and I? Do you know why he hates me? Do you know why he talks shit on everybody? OC Shorts, RJ Roger, Mooney Dashcam, George Anastasia, Dave Schratweiser, Scott Bernstein. You know why he talks about all those people? Because they're better at this than he is, including me. So listen, my friend, say what you want, but I'll tell you, you shouldn't be saying that sort of thing because you're making yourself look like a total imbecile. And this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. I will never address it again from this day on. What are we even doing here? I mean, what? What? This is a guy who has his comments. He's so sensitive. He has his comments turned off. His reputation in this business is shot. I've built this channel because of my hard work. I sit here every day. I work hard to put these videos out. And yeah, you're going to overlap. Me and OC Shorts have done videos on the same people. Every one of us gets public information from other public resources. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever had rivaled against me. It really is. It is so bizarre. So bizarre. But you know what, man? Do what you got to do. If this is how you want to create views for yourself, go ahead. By the way, I heard Stacks. He's bringing this up. I don't even want to get in on him on anything. Let me just not say anything. That said, this will never be discussed again. And I'll tell you what, I addressed it now because I didn't want to bring this up again. This is ridiculous. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It is delusional. It's hypocritical. And it's fucking nonsense. Here, this is me laughing. That's me laughing at this. All right, I'm out of here. Until next time, you all have a great day. I will be here tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern. We got a new video out, so make sure you watch it. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, we'll see you later.